All right, we're going to take it and break down the word problems on the backside a little bit separately. We're going to start with problem 10, and then we'll take a look at 11 and 12. Number 10, I'll take a little bit longer on it, and then 11 and 12 won't take quite as long. So when you're looking at number 10, it says Alina has a savings account that gives 5% annual interest. She deposits $200 that she received on her birthday. Ooh, hey, I could use 200 bucks for my birthday. All right, so write an equation to show how much money she would have after X years. What a bank does when they pay you interest, they always advertise it as a percentage. They don't actually use 5% there. What they use is a decimal number to do their calculating. So let's take a look at an example of something that you might be a little bit more familiar with. Down here at the bottom I have, let's say we're at any store that sells iTunes cards. And you want to buy a $15 iTunes card and the sales tax is 7%. So what does the store do? Well, the store will take that $15 and they're going to look at this percentage and they're going to change that to 0.07, because what that says is for every dollar in the price, you have to pay an extra 7 cents. So they're going to take that 15 times 0.07 and they're going to find out how much tax you have to pay. So they'll actually take the calculator like I've got here and they're going to do 15 and they're going to put times 0.07. And on this I would have to, then that says $1.05. So the tax on the iTunes card is $1.05. What does the store do with this $1.05? They take the $15 price that you want to pay for the iTunes card and they add the $1.05 to it. And then the person at the checkout will look at you and say, that'll be $16.05, please. And you would pay them $16.05. Now, there are two calculations here, one where I multiplied and one where I added. This can actually all be done in one calculation. Take a look for a second. If I multiply 15 times 1, 15 times 1, I will get 15 as an answer, won't I? Take a look at this for a second. If I do 15 times 1.5, will my answer be bigger than 15? Yes, it will, because I'm multiplying by 1, so it's going to include the 15, plus it's going to add in this half of 15. It will actually do that for you. It will actually include the 15 plus the half. So if I actually show you this on the calculator, I'll clear it out, and I take 15 times 1.5, I get 22.5. Now 22.5 is larger than 15. And notice, does 22.5 include the $15? Yes, it does. It took the $15. It also found half of 15 and added the two together and just gave you the answer. So the question is how do we do it with a problem like this up here? Well, if I want to include the $15 in my final price, I will start with the 15 times. Now what the store will actually do is they'll take it times 1.07. So they'll take it times 1 for the 15, 0.07, that's your sales tax. And they'll put an equals. Now watch as I type this on the calculator. Clear it out. $15 times 1.07. I get 1605, which is what we got here before, isn't it? So how do we apply that then to this word problem up here? Well, the bank will do the same thing. They want to be able to show you how much money you have after a year or after 2 years or after 3 years. So what they do then is they will actually take the 200 and they will multiply this not times 0.05, because that's what this is, 0.05, but they're multiplying. They're going to multiply by 1.05 because they want to give you the answer that includes the $200. That $200 was your birthday present. It belongs to you, or if it belongs to Alina, as it says here. But if you put $200 in the bank, it's yours. So they will actually multiply by times 1.05. So the question then is if I'm multiplying always by 1.05, is that arithmetic or is it geometric? That you have to determine. And you need to write your equation. And then down here, it will say how much will be in her account after 10 years. And you have to understand, where do I put that 10 once I've written my equation? So you need to write an equation. I've given you a hint that we actually want to multiply by 1.05 here to write the equation up here first, and then do the calculation down here. give that problem, if you want, you can pause the video here, try that problem, and go from there. Number 11, Jenny has a baseball card collection. She starts with 40 cards and gives her dad 10 cards each month. Write an equation to show how many cards she will have after X months. All right, a key word phrase here, starts with. That should tell you something about the type of equation. Which type of equation is it that has a starts with, and now dad gives her 10 cards each month. You start with 40, and dad is now giving her 10 cards each month. So now you need to determine, is that arithmetic or geometric? Does it sound like I'm starting with, am I starting with an amount and then adding something to it? Or am I starting with an amount and then always multiplying by something to that starting amount? So you got to figure out starting and adding or starting and multiplying. Then once you figure out your equation, you're going to put that 24 right there. You put it in place of your x and do your calculation for how many cards you'll have to have after 24 months. And finally, problem 12. Problem 12 actually breaks it down a little further. Billy is performing a science experiment where the germs in his petri dish grow each day. Yuck. Germs? Why would you want to grow germs? The first day he has 3 germs. The next day he has 6 germs. The third day he has 12 germs. The fourth day, 24 germs. So is this an arithmetic or geometric sequence? So you got to look at your numbers here. You got 3, 6, 12, 24. Arithmetic, geometric? I don't know. You got to answer that question. Write an equation. So again, once you figure out if it's arithmetic, you're going to use that y equals mx plus b. If it's geometric, it's a times b to the x power, whichever one you decide. And then once you're supposed to find out how many germs will be in the dish in 2 weeks, that would be 14 days. Okay, 14 days. Notice here, x represents days, so we want 14 days. So you have to remember where to put that 14 in your equation. All right, that's it for this one. Good luck on the 3 problems on the back side. Let me know if you need any further help.